you love movie and movie discussions, you've come to the right place. Who am I, you ask? I am the Wiz, and I'm here to review the 1977 action film Smokey and the Bandit, starring Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, Jerry Reed, and Jackie Gleason, directed by Hal Needham. Honestly, I came into this wondering what the big deal was about this movie, or really about Burt Reynolds. I've seen a few movies with Burt Reynolds in it, and almost every time, with the exception of Boogie Nights, I came away from it going, what's the big deal about this guy? He just kind of mumbles and looks like he doesn't give a shit. Why is that? Why is that good acting? Why do people like him? So I came into this film kind of wondering maybe I'll get something out of it, maybe, but we'll see. But this has been a pretty popular film. I won't call it a cult film because this was actually very popular in the 70s and 80s. I mean, they made 3 of them, apparently. It's still something that I hear a lot of people say they like and it is a good movie that they find entertaining. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the review of Smokey and the Bandit, directed by Hal Needham. You know how I just mentioned how I don't get what the big deal about Burt Reynolds is? Yeah, I get it now. He's really good in this movie. So this is a fun movie. I actually enjoyed my time watching it. It's not usually a film that I am into, but I actually had a good time. The mood of the film, the lightheartedness, the casual way that Burt Reynolds does his performance actually was pretty good. I actually had a good time watching this. So let's get right into performances. Yep, Burt Reynolds was good in this. I liked him in this. This was actually pretty fun, and now I get why people like him. Because he has this cool, laid-back confidence, like he doesn't give a shit. And with Bandit in this movie, it really works. It comes off as cockiness, but it's also kind of like, I don't care. Like, whatever. It's kind of cool. I actually enjoyed him in this role. Him specifically, and with Jerry Reed, was I think a pretty good pairing. They're not on screen most of the time together, but the back and forth they would have through the CB radio I thought was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty fun. I'm also surprised by how cute Sally Field is. I like Sally Field. I actually like her now, or her later performances as well. I like them. I haven't seen a lot of her older films, but people, when I would hear like, oh, she was like one of the hottest women, or the guys that were most attracted to her, was like, really, Sally Field? And then I watched this, goes, oh yeah, I get why now. I'm starting to understand what older people were thinking around that time. Sally Field was pretty cute in this, and she was fairly likable. She doesn't really do much in this. She says a few funny lines, but other than that, I mean, she's fine. And I think, like, Jackie Gleason as the annoying sheriff throughout the entire film, I mean, it's very ham-fisted, but it's funny. He's pretty good in it, too. So the performances were good in this. I'm going to pair writing and directing together in this, because they kind of go hand in hand in this movie. What I really like about what this film does, with films that deal with a specific culture, now, I'm using culture in quotations. I'm not really saying that there is like maybe you could, but with like trucking and with long hauling, there's codes like, you know, the CB radio, 10-4. I don't know any of them actually. And the film doesn't really teach you what they are, but the way that the film goes throughout the film, it kind of helps you learn as you go along a little bit. It doesn't go into great detail, but you kind of get what's going on. You kind of get into the mood with it as well. And the way that the car chase scenes are done are actually really good. I actually really like the car chase scenes. This was actually pretty fun to watch. And I really like the music that they actually chose too. Now, none of this music is something I would listen to outside of the movie, but music really fits in this movie. The high energy, it's not high energy, but it's kind of a mix of like laid back, but also high energy. It's really weird, but it's a country type of songs as well that normally, again, like country is not my thing, but it really fits with this movie because it's more of, they're songs of a rebellious nature, and it kind of really goes in with the rest of the film very well. And even though these types of songs and music is not what I'm usually into, I really bought into it. The comedy is light. It's a pretty lighthearted film, even though it's about a bunch of bootleggers. By the way, I didn't know there was bootlegging back then anyway. That was kind of weird to find out. I thought that was pretty interesting. I like the tone and the feel of the film, and I like how it is a fun movie. It's not deep at all. It's not really, like, very thought-provoking. It is a turn your brain off, have a good time movie, and really it works well that way. I definitely liked the mix of what it was going for in this movie. I kind of wish I got a little bit more with Sally Field as Carrie, because the romance that would blossom in the film, and maybe romance is maybe a little too direct, but the relationship, I would say, is not entirely believable, but it's one of those. I'll put it to you this way. You would have to believe that these two people are attracted to each other. And I think that's the most I would get at this. You can believe that these two are attracted to each other in the end. I will say for that, it works. But other than that, I kind of want a little more with that. Or maybe even just more action as the movie goes on. This is like an hour and 30 minutes. And it goes by pretty fast. And it actually is fun. I actually really liked the amount of time that was there. Would I've liked maybe an extra 5 or 10 minutes to maybe make the relationship between Bandit and Carrie be a little bit better? Sure. Does it hurt the film? No. But it's still fun the way it is. Overall, I liked the film. It was fun. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I really liked Burt Reynolds. And I liked the car chase sequences in action in this movie. I thought it was a fun movie. And just the mood and the lightheartedness of the film, I think, really helped it up as well for me. It was just a good time. I'm giving it 3 stars out of 5. It's a fun film. If you haven't seen it and you haven't given it a chance and you like action films and car chase films, I would say give it a shot if you haven't. Odds are you probably have, but it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I was actually kind of surprised how much I enjoyed it, actually. So 3 stars out of 5 for Smokey and the Bandit. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Okay, so next week our theme is Disney and Pixar films. Tuesday we are watching Treasure Planet. And then on Thursday I'm going to review a film that came out in 2020 that is a Pixar film that I've actually heard good things about that I haven't seen yet. And that is Soul, directed by Pete Docter. This is got Davy Diggs, Tina Fey, and Jamie Foxx. And I've heard pretty good things about this, so I can't wait to check this out. So tune in next week where I review Soul, directed by Pete Docter. I'm The Wiz, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.